Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Curious Media. We all know that the human brain is an incredibly complex organ, and it's no surprise that myths about it have been circulating for centuries. In this video, we are going to be talking about the top 5 myths about the human brain. So let's dive in and see if any of these myths are actually true. Number 5. We see things as they are. It's kind of like life is a giant game of Where's Waldo, and we are all trying to find him, but with a twist. We are all looking for different patterns, expecting to find different things and missing details that don't fit our expectations. Our perception of the world is shaped by our expectations, our interpretation of our surroundings, and our ability to pay attention. We are not merely passive receivers of external information, but active participants in constructing our own reality. Our brain is somewhat like a Dalmatian dog searching for the black and white dots that make up its unique pattern, as we search for patterns in the world that suit our own expectations and interpretations. We must be aware of our limitations and strive to be mindful of our own biases and expectations so that we can safely navigate our world. Number 4. Brains are similar to computers. It's easy to see why the brain-computer metaphor has been so enduring. Computers seem to operate in ways that are similar to the human mind. They can make calculations, store and retrieve data, and process complex information. But the comparison is flawed in many ways. For starters, computers don't have emotions or intuition. They don't have the capacity for creativity or imagination. They're simply machines that follow a set of instructions. The brain is far more complex than a computer. It's capable of learning and adapting to new situations. It's constantly changing and reorganizing itself. So while the brain and a computer may have some similarities, they're fundamentally different. The brain is an incredibly complex, dynamic, and adaptive organ. It's the origin of all thought, emotion, and behavior. It's the source of our unique consciousness and creativity, and it's something that computers can never replicate. Number 3. Each of us has 5 senses. The senses, the 5 we all know, plus a few extra ones that you may not have heard of. We've all heard of sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. But did you know that humans have much more than just these 5 senses? For instance, we have proprioception, which is a sense of how our bodies are positioned, nociception, which is a sense of pain, plus a sense of balance, body temperature, acceleration, and a passage of time. But compared to other species, humans are missing out. Bats and dolphins use sonar to find prey, while some birds and insects can see ultraviolet light. Snakes can detect the heat of warm-blooded prey, and rats, cats, seals, and other whiskered creatures use their vibrissa to judge spatial relations or detect movements. Even what we think we know about taste is a myth. Have you heard of the taste map of the tongue, which claims that different regions are sensitive to salty, sweet, sour, or bitter flavors? Well, the map is actually a myth. Number 2. After 40, it's all downhill. It's true. After 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, some cognitive skills do decline, but it's not all downhill. While children may be better at learning new languages and playing concentration games, there are plenty of other mental skills that get better with age. For instance, older people tend to have wider vocabularies and better understand subtle linguistic distinctions. They can also pick up on character traits more easily by reading a biographical sketch, and they score higher on tests of social wisdom. Plus, they are better at regulating their own emotions and finding meaning in their lives. So don't fear the number 40, 50, 60, or 70, embrace it. Instead, look at it as a chance to gain wisdom and insight and take advantage of it. After all, there's nothing wrong with a few wrinkles here and there as long as you also have some wrinkles in your brain. Number 1. We only use 10% of our brains. The idea that we use only 10% of our brains is a myth. It's false as far as science is concerned. We use all of our brains. All parts have a role to play. The myth of the unused 90% of the brain is often attributed to a lecture given by the famous psychologist and lecturer William James in the late 19th century. But James was referring to the average person's potential for mental growth, not the actual amount of brain that we use. What's more, modern neuroscience has found that all parts of the brain have a role to play. The brain is an interconnected network, with every region linked to each other. This means that if one part of the brain is injured or even just not working properly, It can cause significant problems with movement, language, memory, sensory perception, and emotion. So, contrary to popular belief, we use all of our brains. We've debunked the top 5 myths about the human brain, but there's still a lot to learn. In the end, the best way to truly understand the brain is to use it. Think, analyze, and explore. And don't forget to have a little fun while you're at it. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting content. Until next time, bye.